Friday night in Hamilton, Ontario, approaching 8 o'clock. That means that we're getting ready to kick off the Friday night ZOE Ragchew. Our host, VE3LBI, Larry, will be kicking things off in under a minute. We're just waiting for the big clock to swing into 8 p.m., which is also known as Zero Zulu. Please stand by.
Good evening, all, and welcome to the Friday Night ZOE Ragchew on 443.075 with a plus offset and no tone is required. My call sign is Victor Echo 3 Lima Bravo India. My first name is Larry, and I'm located on East Hamilton Mountain. It's an open net to join the conversation. Please give us your call sign and your name. Tell us about yourself, your equipment, and would like to add to the conversation. Before we start, I'd like to thank Terry, VE3I3L, for the use of that repeater. And please remember, using a repeater has very good coverage in Ontario, so no religion, politics, or foul language. Remember, let the repeater drop in between our conversations so others can get in. And I'd like to thank Mac for live streaming this again tonight on YouTube. We got check-ins for Friday Night ZOE Ragchew. Come on in.
Victor Alpha 3 India Mike Whiskey.
All right, who else I got checking in to Friday night? I haven't heard Bill on, by the way. I don't know what he's up to. The VE3I UK, I don't know where he's been. I haven't heard him on all day. I had the radio on for a short time, so maybe he'll show up tonight. All right, who else is checking into the Friday Night ZOE Ragchew? Come on in, VE3LBI.
VA3 Whiskey Papa Golf.
All right, I got two. I got Mac and Chris. Who else is checking in? Come on in, VE3LBI. I know Dave won't be checking in tonight. He's out for an anniversary dinner with his wife out in the other side of Deansville, I believe. He's out there, so he definitely won't be checking in tonight. All right, who else we got checking in? Come on in, VE3LBI. I think we got Wade's in there too, but he said he'd be a little late. Got him picked up on YouTube. VA3NFG. Oh, we have Key in there tonight too, saying hello to everybody. Larry, Mac, Wade. Obviously, you probably didn't hear Steve in there. You got a little bit of a circle running there, Mac. I'm not sure what's going on. Okay, looks like it's cleared up. Good. All right, who else we got checking in? I got Mac, Chris, Steve. Who else is going to check in? Friday Night ZOE Ragchew. Come on in, VE3LBI. All right, well, we'll start it off. I haven't heard from Al either. I'm sure he'll check in later. VA3IMW ZOE Come on in, Mac. How's your week been?
It's been a blur, Larry. I got to tell you. A short week is never a dull. There's never a dull moment. Started off the week by resting and relaxing on Monday. Tuesday, went to work and had a guy come into my office and say, "Oh, by the way, we're leaving at 2:30 in the afternoon. We're headed for Romulus, Michigan." And I completely gapped it. I was not prepared to leave from work. So at lunchtime, I had to drive back home here to Hamilton and all the way back up to Guelph in order to pick up my luggage and my passport and all the rest of that stuff. So being out of the office for a day and a half from really puts a notch in your valuable work time. And when you're trying to fit 5 days worth of stuff into 4, and then that becomes 2, well, you can imagine how things went. Anyways, yes, as you mentioned, Guy is checked in from Ottawa. Chuck said he was going to make supper. I did hear from Al earlier, and he said his dinner bell rang. So I think after he gets fed, he gets drowsy, and we may not hear from him at all tonight. Anyways, I haven't checked Discord. I'm going to keep my ears wide open tonight for any feedback from any of our potential participants for the September 21st or 22nd group activation. So if anybody wants to throw in a preference for the Saturday or the Sunday date, and also the support or non-support for the various parks that we had on the short list. I think that included Pier 4, Confederation Park, the Steam Train Factory, and I think there was one other one. Anyways, I'll let you go ahead and pick up the other 15 guys that are waiting to check in as well.
Right. Well, you're NFL in there. Come on in, Dell. Hey, Larry. Dinner, you know what that. Before you guys check me in. Let's praise everybody on that. VA3IMW. Okay, Al, no problem. Have a good dinner. Enjoy. Maybe we'll catch you on the weekend. So hopefully you don't. Well, you shouldn't have to be cutting too much grass. We haven't had any rain, so I might have to be out there haying if that's about all, Al. Yeah, it's not growing too good. Other than the septic bed, that's the only problem I got. So you gotta cut that boys a week. Awful dry in town here. We're supposed to get some rain, but I looked at it and it blew by us. So, anyways, all right, enjoy your dinner and have a good one this evening. Have a couple on the side there and enjoy them. I already got that under control. 7-3, Larry. 7-3 to everybody on that. All right, 7-3. I was going to ask you, Mac, was this a complete surprise on Tuesday, or were you forgetful because of the extra day off, or did it just kind of shock you?
Well, I knew this was coming up, and I guess I got a little bit discombobulated because if you remember, I was out of the office Thursday and Friday last week as well. I went to Holland, Michigan to visit a supplier. So I was in office 3 out of 5 days a week, and then 2 long days, and then a long weekend. And nobody had communicated with me with regard to any travel plans. So I guess it didn't get high enough on my radar in order to prepare for it. We had done some significant work in order to prepare for our presentation and stuff like that, but I just didn't put 2 and 2 together and come up with 3. It would have been nice to hear from the folks I was traveling with that they had made arrangements to do this, that on, whatever date. So anyways, long story short, I think in future when somebody gives me a customer visit date, I'll have to stick it in my Outlook calendar so that it's prominent, and we'll make sure that maybe we won't get caught blindsided again. Anyways, up and back from Romulus, Michigan. Not a horrible trip, but certainly puts a dent in the work week. Anyways, it's now the weekend. We're looking forward to getting some stuff done. And by Monday, I'll be able to tell you of all the things I had planned on doing and didn't get anything accomplished. So let's throw it back to you, Larry, and we can pick up the rest of the folks.
Yeah, okay, thanks, Mac, very much. Before I pick up Chris next here, anybody else checking into the Friday night ZOE Ragchew? Come on in, VE3LBI. VA3NC. VE3KDT. Sorry about that. All right, next, Chris, VA3WPG, VE3LBI. How are things at your end? How are they making out with your balcony and things there, Chris?
Yeah, good evening, everybody. VA3WPG. Things are going good. Well, the antennas are back outside. Still haven't done much. I'm just waiting for them to take down the scaffolding. I want to, before I make things permanent, make sure that they don't have to come back to finalize anything. But yeah, the glass is all done and everything. Got the roll of chicken wire out there. And yeah, once they take that stuff down, I unroll the chicken wire. Pin that up, protect the glass, tie my masts off to the supports, and there is about a 1/4 inch of space between the support railings and the glass, so I can get some ties in behind there. And once the masts are up, the antennas are back to normal. But I just want them to, as I say, wanting them to get all their cables and ropes and scaffolding out of the way, and once that's done, I can throw the long wire up and back in business.
Oh, very good, Chris. I take it you're going to use the chicken wire as a ground plane?
Nope. Just to protect the glass. My antennas have, my CB antenna has some kind of a built-in ground plane, or uses the extra length of coiled coax. My 2-meter 440 has ground plane, and the MFJ has what's it called? Not a ground plane. It has the word's not coming to me right now. A counterpoise.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. You just want to make sure nothing gets banged against the glass and breaks it somehow. Although it's probably tempered, and probably, I would think, would take quite an abuse to break it.
Well, they say it's safety glass, but I still don't. I'm still not too trustworthy of it. Better to protect it than have to replace it.
No, very good point. Yeah. So, okay, Chris. Anything else before I pass her down to Steve?
Other than my highly unsuccessful POTA thing yesterday, no radio today. So no, that's it. We'll be listening in the background, and anything new comes up, we'll join back in on the next round. VA3WPG.
What happened yesterday, Chris? What you say was unsuccessful? What happened?
Well, I went down to Dundurn and Burlington Heights there, got all set up, and absolutely nothing. But the conditions were all good on the HF conditions page, but all kinds of noise and static and just everything. I didn't even, only heard one CW, FT8 was coming in strong as always, and 2 others, I had strong stations. One was just a general QSO, some guy running 600 watts, and the other was the afternoon edition of the Omis Net.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know. I didn't really have the HF rig on yesterday, so it doesn't sound like it was very productive, that's for sure. So I take it you didn't even bother even doing an activation then.
Yeah, no. The conditions page got me all excited, and then once you got to there, just nothing. Nothing.
Yeah, that's too bad. Okay, very good, Chris. All right, let's pick up Steve next. VA3NFG VE3LBI. Come on in, Steve.
Good evening there, Larry, and all on that. What's going on here? Had the day off today, and I don't go back until Monday, so I'm off for 3 days, and then I go back for a couple days. No, I go back for a day, and then I'm off for 2 more days, and then I'm stuck working the next 4 in a row. So that's about it there. What else is going on here? Not too much going on here. Just chilling for the rest of the evening there, having a brown suds and just kicking back. What's on your agenda for the evening?
Well, once I finish the net, I don't know. His wife will probably be inside. She's outside now with the dog, so they usually come in around 8:30, 8:45. Personally, today, we took a ride out to Cranston's this morning, picked up some corn. Actually, they got 3 different varieties out there, but we picked up the white, and we had that for supper. And then this afternoon, what I did was I was working on a 20-meter quarter-wave vertical wire antenna. I tested that this afternoon. Being vertical, I had more noise on it. Unfortunately, Dave was around, so we did a test back and forth from my actual dipole, my Alpha Delta DXCC, and the vertical. I've got about a 1S unit difference in his signal strength. He was, I think, 5'8", 5'7", and I was doing about the same to him. Obviously, lower signals on it because it's lower to the ground, but what it is about 16 and a half feet, 16 feet 5 inches. I hung it off a line. I was heading the backyard up, and then I had the radios I put out, and each one of those are 16 feet 5 inches. There's 4 of those, and I basically just did a test with it, Steve, to see how it made code.
Oh yeah. Well, antenna building is always a learning curve there. You know, lots of trial and error, but I'm sure you'll get it buckled down to where hopefully you get a low noise floor. That's what we all aim for. And yeah, what happened to the rain? Weren't we supposed to get rain around 5 or 6 o'clock?
Unless it says it's 200%, I don't believe it anymore, Steve. So, but antenna-wise, the match is absolutely fantastic. As a matter of fact, my tuner, when I tuned it, it actually went into bypass mode because it's such a good match on it. It didn't even bother with the tuner at all. But just the noise, it was quite a bit different. Something I wanted to try and just play with. So, but don't know, maybe in the later time of the year or something, I might try it differently out, maybe outside in the winter just for fun. But rate-wise, nope, it blew right by us.
Yeah, roger that. Well, that's good. None of us have to run our gasoline mowers. Those that have a gasoline mower, that is. And I bet you Al's grateful for no rain. He's got no grass to cut out there. So good for Al. Anyway, that's about it there. Larry, just taking it easy here and seeing if I can pick up some more POTA. I think I've got 17 so far in for today. And I don't know if I'm going to even hit 20. We'll have to see how it goes here. Hopefully I can get a couple more on the board. Anyway, that's about it for now there, Larry. That's all I got. And we'll pass it back to you and see who else you can pick up. Thanks for doing the net. VE3LBI, VA3IMW.
Yep, okay, very good, Steve. All right, anybody else checking into the Friday night ZOE Ragchew? My call sign, Victor Echo 3, Lima, Bravo, India. Come on in, please.
Victor Alpha 3, Bravo Tango.
Victor Echo 3, every kind of junk.
All right, just before I pick up Wade, Bill, VE3AKJ, have you talked to Bill today, the other Bill, IUK?
No, but I didn't get it. I wasn't able to pay attention for monitoring much. I had a busy day.
All right, no problem. I just haven't heard him. Usually he checks in. So, all right, we'll see what's going on. Okay, up next, Wade, VA3MCA, VE3LBI. Wade, I got a question for you, sir. I heard there was a cycling, not a race, but just they're doing the Great Canadian Trail. Part of it's in Hamilton. I believe they said it was 640K they're riding on the Great Canadian Trail. Have you heard anything about that?
The VE3LBI, VA3MCA, I hadn't heard of that, no. Yeah, maybe I'll go try and look that up. I guess it's the segments going through southern Ontario, through Hamilton, I guess is what you're saying. Is that right? Do you know when?
Yeah, I think it's happening. Get a quick chance, have a look and see if you can find anything on it. I heard it on, where did I hear it on? It was either, you know what, I don't remember. I don't remember what radio station they were talking about it. Anyways, it's not a race. You're just riding the Great Canadian Trail, and I think I heard they were going 640K on it. And part of it is in Hamilton. And I'm not sure whether they're going to be, they did say today. They're supposed to be in Hamilton today, I think it is. So if you get a chance, maybe you can find some information on it. I didn't know too much more about it, Wade.
Yeah, I missed that in all the I missed that in the news, I guess. And today I actually took the day off for cycling. So I've been cycling every day since August 1st. I took the day today off, and I'm going to be back at it again tomorrow. So I wasn't out to even see anybody or see any of the if there was any additional traffic out there on the trail. But I'll definitely go. I'll go do a bit of a search for that and see if I can't find something.
Yeah, sure, no problem. Like I say, I thought you'd be interested in that. So, by the way, how's the eye doing?
The eye is doing fine still. The iris doesn't dilate down, even though I haven't used the dilation drops now since the doctor told me to stop a week and a half ago. But I am still using the steroids, and I don't know if that affects it. But it doesn't hurt anymore. It's not sensitive to light. It's doing so a lot better than it was. And I see him again on Monday. So, actually, not this Monday. Monday the 18th. That's when I see him again. So by that time, I'll be off the steroid drops for a little bit. So I'm down to twice a day. I do that for another couple days. Then I'm down to once a day for a few more days after that. And then I have about half a week or so where I'm off them completely. So I guess I got to wait till then to see if it's dilating properly before I get worried. But other than that one little thing I'm noticing and having to put these drops in regularly, everything's much better. So I think it's all going in the right direction, and I get to see him for the all clear on Monday.
Okay, very good. Well, I'm glad it's clearing up for you. So, yeah, if you want to get a chance to see if you can find information, I'm just trying to see if I can find anything myself on it, but I don't know what to look under. You probably would have a better idea for the cycling on it.
Yeah, I'll poke around. I think with 600 kilometers, it probably didn't start here. It's probably just transiting through. So it'll be interesting. And normally I'd go to there's a cycling Hamilton group, but maybe it's in the Toronto one. I'll poke around and see if I can't find out what's going on. But it's a really nice trail to ride, that's for sure. It's most of it is crushed, packed limestone. So it's pretty nice for riding on. Anyways, I'll look that up. That sounds very interesting. I saw you saw the thumbs up for the 2-letter call sign that came up, VE3LBI. It's been issued, but it hasn't said if it's been issued to anybody we know. Were you tempted enough to look into it?
No, I looked at it and I thought, you know what, I don't really need another call sign. I mean, I thought about it, and then I said no. My call sign's fine. Basically, the only thing it has on the end of it is an I, and a lot of people know me with my call sign as Victor Echo 3 Lima Bravo India. And if I just change it to the Lima Bravo, they're going to say, I don't even know who that is anymore. I mean, I look at my stats and stuff on POTA, and I've got over 30,000 contacts there. So, I mean, I was actually on today, I talked to Don, VA3IMW, I think it is, and he said to me, he says, where you been? Everything been okay? I said, oh yeah, I said some stuff around the house. So it's like, they know who I am, and I don't know, I just kind of said, no, I'm not going to, I know you, Al sent it to me, and I think Rick, your VE3BK also sent me an email on it, but I kind of passed it up with.
Yeah, Yeah, it's understandable. I mean, if you got a lot of, people get a lot of stuff wrapped up in their call sign, it's their identity. So yeah, no worries. That's totally understandable. And an I at the end is just a did. So that's pretty quick. Doesn't add much to it, and especially name recognition or call sign recognition is a real thing. So just thought when it came up, I thought of you, and I thought you might be interested at least think about it. So. It seems like it was snatched up, just like most two-letter calls are, but it still hasn't shown who it's been reassigned to yet. Maybe that'll come next week or tomorrow. I'm not sure once it finalizes. But just thought of you. I thought I'd mention it. That's it for me. I think there are people stacked up behind me, so I can pass it back to you. You can go down the line there. Thanks for doing it, Larry VE3LBI. Back to you.
No, that's fine. We'd appreciate that, but like I said, I kind of passed it up. So, okay, let's bring in Noel next. VE3 KDT. Noel, I guess you are by yourself this weekend, sir?
VE3LBI, KDT. Good evening, everyone. Actually, no. The boys got dropped off. They're both just, I guess they're absolutely pooped from the drive there. So, they're both kind of cuddled into the couch and each watching their own little show right now. And yeah, gave me enough time to come up here and say hi to everyone.
Oh, very good. No, okay. You're barbecuing tonight?
No. Actually, it's been kind of boring. I really haven't been doing too much of anything. But no, I got it's their cousin's birthday. She's going to be, I think, 5. So, yeah, we got that planned in. So there's going to be festivities. I got to drag them to Toys R Us tomorrow and try and find her a gift. So that'll be fun to try and corral them and be like, we're buying for someone else, not for you guys. So, yeah, looking forward to that.
Okay, excellent. Well, I take it you're going to her place for the party?
Yeah, it's one of those, I know I've been told all the details. I have it in text messages, got to go look it up. But, yeah, it's just a small little get-together that we're doing, more just for the family and that. There's not a big family. There's just the two siblings on that side, so they're the only kind of cousins they got. I mean, there's, on my side of the family, it's more my cousin's kids, so whatever that makes them. Second cousins, I guess, but yeah, they're the closest one.
Yeah, it's all like you have a fun day tomorrow, so I take it probably in the afternoon sometime. Probably, but it sounds like fun for the kids. That'll keep them a little bit active for a Saturday.
Yeah, I absolutely love tiring them out, let them run around at the park as much as they can, or just get them all riled up. And everyone sleeps easier, usually myself included.
Absolutely, yeah. Okay, Noel, all right. Let me see who else is here. All right, before I pick up Al, anybody else checking into the Friday night ZOE Ragchew? Come on in, VE3LBI.
VE3ZOE.
Hey, Jason, I got you in the log. All right, next, VA3BT. Al, how you making out with things, buddy?
Hey, good evening, Larry, and everybody on frequency. We're doing pretty good. I'm glad the week's over, so home for the weekend. Other than that, just, yeah, not much. Just got a bunch of, when you get home, you got a bunch of stuff that piles up on the weekend to get done. Usually you get whatever you can on Saturday and relax on Sunday. Other than that, not a whole lot. Just keeping busy at work. It's getting busy. So we'll hand it back over to you, VA3BT.
I take it you didn't come home sick this weekend?
No, geez. Yeah, I got sick there a few times. Yeah, no, this weekend we're good. We're healthy.
Oh, excellent. Okay. What about how you making out for accommodations up that way? Are you still sleeping in the hotel or whatever?
Yeah, we're going to be in the hotel for this month. Looks like they've locked in a condo. So there's a condo complex there. It's actually a fairly new one in Barrie. not far. It's probably about 5-10 minutes away from me. And yeah, the boss has looked. He got it locked in, but he's got to get some furniture. Of course, they don't come with furniture. But the good thing about it is I'm on the 3rd floor, and we can barbecue.
You can barbecue? Really?
Yeah, I was actually shocked because I went along with them and talked to the realtor there, and she's like, yeah. And I looked around. Everybody's got a barbecue on the balcony, so I'm like, this is perfect.
Oh, excellent. Okay. I guess obviously a propane.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, there's just some pretty big barbecues on some of these balconies when I looked.
Well, perfect. Okay. Well, like I said, you got to get some furniture though. So you need a bed, whatever else, I guess. Well, obviously they should have appliances in there, I would think for sure. But kitchen table, the couch or something, and I guess a TV or whatever, right? Is the company going to look after that for you?
Oh yeah, no, they're going to take care of all that. Well, let's put it this way: the hotel I'm staying in, it's $1,000 a week. Okay, this condo is $2,400 a month. You go to a liquidation place or a furniture surplus, whatever. Like you said, a bed, a couple end tables, kitchen table. It comes with appliances, so you're fine there. Even comes with a washer dryer. Not that I'm going to use it, but yeah, couch, TV, and pretty much set.
I guess you have to figure out where you're going to put the G5 RV.
Yes, I was thinking about that. It was funny. I was standing there on the balcony with my boss and the realtor, and I'm looking around. I'm like, okay, what can I do here?
Got any trees out there you can put a wire out with a 49-to-1?
Yeah, I got to be careful. It is a condo complex.
Yeah, but you know, like they say, you'd be stupid, put it out there and ask for forgiveness after and see what happens.
Yeah, this is true. The balcony is actually pretty big. I might be able to wind something around that balcony.
Well, you have to send us back some pictures when you get it all set up out there, so at least you got that for the end of the month. What about holidays? Don't you have something coming up?
Yeah, actually, the week of the 18th coming up, I'm off. I'm going to be doing. I'm going to split that week up. I got a week camping, and the other week I'm going up to 6 Mile Lake, Buddy's cottage.
So is that a fishing trip or just a beer drinking trip?
I'm going to say beer drinking trip.
Okay. You're going to take a fishing rod with you just in case. Make it look good.
Yeah, it's going to sit there all weekend in the same spot.
All right, all sounds good. At least you got someplace now you can call a bit more home than what you got. So I don't know whether you come home on weekends still, or you'll have to see how things go with it.
Well, that's the thing. Like now that I've got getting this place, it actually works out pretty good because I'm just sick and tired of, backing up, moving out, backing out, moving in and out, and it's just it gets a little nonsense after a while. You're in, you're out, you're in, you're out. So this way you can just leave your stuff there, and if I got to work a Saturday, which I'm going to try to avoid working weekends, but I got the option, right?
Yes, very true. Because I guess what you've been doing is, have you been not like I guess the room you had in the other place? Like you said, you got to pack it up to leave, and then you got to rebook back in on the Monday. Is that what's happening going on?
Yeah, unfortunately, that's how it works with the hotels. I try to get, they don't do that. They don't hang on to it for you unless you're paying, 7 days a week for a month straight or two, whatever. But that's not the case. I'm only there 3 nights or 4 nights a week, right? So, and I'm checking out Friday morning. So, and of course, this week it was a short week, so I ended up with a room with no kitchen because they've got this, boots and hearts, some country stuff going up in the relay there. So all the hotels are taken up. It's just busy up there right now.
Oh wow. Okay. So at least you get both of you get back to the same place you got for next week. I mean, you only got a couple more weeks or whatever. And like I say, with the holidays in there, it'll kind of fill up the time. So I take it you get it on September the 1st, the new place.
Yeah, that's the plan. I know we got it, so because I guess once you go look at it and then it goes through the board or whatever, so my boss called and said they got it, so it's just a matter of the paperwork and all that stuff, and yeah, and then of course furniture.
Yeah, that's the only other part. So, well, very good. Well, at least you got someplace you can call when your second home, I guess.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, Al. Let me pick up, before I do, pick up Bill here. Anybody else checking into the Friday night ZOE Ragchew? Come on in, VE3LBI. All right, we got Bill coming up next. VE3EKJ, come on in, Bill, VE3LBI.
Okay, fine, Larry. Yeah, not much new here. I was reasonably busy today. My old refrigerator died. Well, actually, I'm not used to thinking of it as old. They only seem to last about 10 years. And a little bit of Googling and such taught me they're all made in China. And air conditioners and, stoves and refrigerators, they just change the cosmetics a bit, put a different brand name on them, whoever they're selling them through. And mine, I got about 10 years out of it. It was fairly expensive at the time. My dear wife had bought it. But it was always too big anyways for just me living by myself. And a dog and cat, but they don't need much out of the refrigerator. So anyhow, finally packed it in. Another one got delivered. A couple of young fellas came in, and it's just amazing how they can manipulate big, heavy type appliances like it was easy. And I had them laughing, of course, because I said, when I was younger, I would have just juggled it.
Absolutely, Bill, yes. It's funny how you were talking about refrigerators. I watched an article where the guy did a test between an old refrigerator and one of the new energy efficient refrigerators. And by the time he was done and did the test, there wasn't a penny difference in the hydro cost.
Oh, I believe it. And, but I've been noticing the process started back in the 70s. We were still building appliances and such here, but we started putting in electronics. And that was my field. I was selling all the parts and everything, and I've been technical since I was a little kid. I built an electric motor with flashing copper and wire and stealing some thread spools from my mom and such. And that was my first grade. So I know about that sort of stuff. But I was surprised that my parents had a furnace, and like everybody else's back in 100 years ago, the darn thing ran for years and years. And then the modern ones, they tend to pack it in, and it's always the controller where the electronics is. My hot water heater, same thing happened. The repair guy comes out, and he tells me, he says, it's common. He says, you got to remember, he says, with the electronics, it's all in the worst possible environment for an electronics board. It's all, damp and dusty and everything else, and that's what takes them out. Whereas in the old days, of course, electromechanical, just some relays and such, nothing to screw up.
Yeah, pretty much like our automobiles today. All the bells and whistles, we got so much stuff in there we really don't need it all. Just go back to an old manual dial phone where they put a dime in and pay the price. But of course, we got these, the new phones out there nowadays. And like I say, new same as new cars. I don't use half the stuff that's in the car. I don't want it to tell me half the stuff that's wrong with it.
Yeah, when they started putting, artificial speech in the cars, I remember, that you wouldn't get the door closed or your seat belts or this or that. We used to joke that you're home and the wife's telling you what to do, and you try to get out and the car's telling you what to do.
Yeah, pretty much, Bill. All right, anything else before I pick up Jason?
Nah, not really. I didn't get nothing done today, but I didn't get it finished, so I got to do nothing tomorrow.
Yeah, if you don't get it finished tomorrow, you can always finish it Sunday. All right, Jason, VE3 is ZJC. Good to hear you there, Jason. How are you? VE3LBI, come on in.
VE3
VE3LBI, VE3ZJC. Good evening, Larry, and everybody else on net. I'm doing okay. Just a typical Friday for me, and got some company coming tomorrow, so getting some tidying up done and prepping some meats for the grill tomorrow, and then also doing some security-related stuff on my desktop, my main machine here. So nothing overly exciting. I'll send it back to you.
Yeah, very good. Okay. Well, I just was going to ask you something that just eluded me for a minute. Maybe I'll remember. I was going to ask you a question about something. I think it was about the East Coast, Blake. I guess it eludes me now.
I'll be around. I may not be quick back to the key here, but I'll try and keep at least a handy talkie on me if I'm roaming around the house. If whatever was in your brain comes back to you, my friend.
All right, thanks, Jason. Maybe, like I said, it'll come back. All right, anybody else checking into the Friday night ZOE Ragchew? My call sign, Victor Echo 3, Lima, Bravo, India. Come on in. Yeah, it's going to be a quiet night tonight, I think. Mac, you're up. VA3IMW ZOE VE3LBI.
Yes, I am still up. Not for very much longer. Anyways, I haven't heard anybody spouting about preference for one park or another for next month, or a preference for Saturday or Sunday, but that's okay. Lots of time to think and plan and adjust our schedules accordingly. Vertical antenna for 20 meters. Yeah, I guess I can kind of get a feel for how that's going to be a little noisier, especially if it's closer to the ground. Do you have plans to test that unit a little further up? Because I think what I recall is that you want to have the lower portion of the antenna a quarter wave distance from the ground. And how does that compare with where you tested that apparatus when you had it in the yard?
It's the identical antenna, Dave and I used when we activated the RBG. No, right now it sits flat on the ground, exactly what Dave and I used his on the quarter wave 20 meter. What I've done is I put a line up. I have what do you call it, two top rail fence posts against the garage, which is up 20 feet. My tower's up 24 feet. I ran a line from the top of the tower over to the fence rail, top fence rail post. Actually, I got to get Al over here. We're going to need to drop that, put a pulley on it, but when he's got more time, obviously. And then in the middle of it, I put a loop and hooked up the 20 meter antenna, which is again at 16 feet 5 inches. Brought it up to about ground level and left it on the ground with the bullet on the bottom for the connections, and round the ground radios off of that on a 90-degree angle, 4 of them.
Okay, all right. So yeah, we do a lot of stuff with mobile setups like the Pac-12 or the Wolf River coil or other stuff like that, where it's a little different from permanent installations. But if you were going to mount a 20 meter vertical, let's see, quarter wave for 20 meters would be, oh, hang on, I'm doing the math in my head. So half wave for 40 meters is 67 feet. That makes the half wave for 20 meters 33-ish, 34. So it would mean that for a permanent installation in a base environment, quarter wave up from the ground so that your mounting point for the vertical would be 17 or 18 feet. off the ground. So that's kind of where you can start to take, yeah, it's going to be less of a tweak in order to have enough metal in the air so it receives well. Of course, verticals being noisier, they're also more sensitive. So I guess there is something of a trade-off there as well. Anyways, yeah. So this is almost like a field test for a remote operation antenna. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, exactly. So if I wanted to use it out in the field, you could. I'd have to be 32 feet high at the top, at the peak. So a quarter wave for 20 meters is 16 feet 5 inches. So if you double that and you wanted to go be quarter wave off the ground, the only thing is none of this is solid. It's all basically made with speaker wire. So the only other test that I wanted to try, Dave and I were talking about it. I may try taking the ground radios up about 3 feet, each one of them. Oh, sorry, no, that's wrong. Taking ground radios up, but only a pair of them at either side. So instead of having 4 of them out, I'd only have 2 out, and raise it up about 3 feet off the ground, and just see what the difference that we get, or what the difference I get for SWR and stuff. Like I say, SWR wise, the tuner actually turned off. It just went into bypass mode. It said, I don't have an antenna out there. It doesn't need to be matched.
Yes, yeah, QSL. Gotcha there. And I guess the big difference is if you look at the setup of a Wolf River coil, it's meant to be on a tripod that's about 3 or 4 feet off the ground, and your radials are suspended. But that also brings up a significant comparison to setting up a Pac-12, and when you set it up on a dry day and the ground is dry, and you can do that theoretic strip out this much of the vertical mast and lay your radios out on the ground, and you can be under 1.3 to 1 and perfectly resonant with your theoretic setup. But on a given day when the ground is moist and you're dropping your ground radials into something that's maybe a little dew on the ground, or there's moisture in the ground that's going to interact with those radials, that whole resonance and SWR, it changes significantly. So I guess there's a lot of effect between dry ground and moist ground when your radials are on the ground, and perhaps the Wolf River coil setup where your radials are elevated, maybe that negates some of it. I would have to try that someday, perhaps setting up a Pac-12 not in the ground, and perhaps stake the radials up off the ground to see if maybe a little better propagation and less interference with resonance. Lots to try, definitely. All right, I've asked enough questions for the time being. I'll throw it back to you, VA3IMW.
Something of interest, though. David never tried it. I did. I took the same antenna, right, that I'm using, which is, like you say, it was 16 feet 5, 10 meters. I tuned it on 10 meters in flat match, which becomes a half wave. So it was kind of interesting. And it tuned up no problem on 10 meters, which was really interesting.
Okay, so is a half wave 10-meter antenna narrower or broader as far as the flat spot for resonance?
It was a quick test, that's all. I didn't really try to see how it would run back and forth. I just, like I said, I think I went to 28,400, and I just tuned it, and it tuned up flat. So it's just kind of interesting. Like, he had never tried it, and I was looking at the chart, and it's saying 16 feet, and it said that 8 feet for a quarter wave, and I said, well, that's a quarter wave. What if it's 16? Well, it would turn into that, half a wave. I tried it. Sure enough, it tuned up.
Yep. And if you remember back in the chicken band days, there was a lot of antennas that were out there that were 5/8 wave, and somehow we managed to match those as well. Anyways, lots of options, lots of opportunities, and many more combinations and permutations to test on upcoming outings.
VA3 CJZ.
There he is. We were missing today. I understand you were making some supper, so I'll tell you what, I'll get you in the list here, and we'll pick you up next, because we've been through the list once there, Chuck.
No, okay.
Whether you were listening along or not, we're just talking about a test I did with a quarter wave 20-meter vertical today. So, anyways, come on in. How did you, you're making supper there? Did you guys eat already, or you okay to talk for a bit?
Yeah, no, I just came down when Max started talking. Oh, geez, that must have been about 15 minutes. No, maybe 5 minutes ago. And yeah, we had dinner, and I'm on new medication, and so I wasn't feeling that great after dinner. I went to lay down for half an hour there, and I'm feeling much better now.
Okay, good. Yeah, no, I built it, quick rundown here, everybody's already heard it. I built out of speaker wire, a quarter wave for 20 meters, vertical. It's 16 feet 5 inches, and 4 radios on the bottom that lay on the ground. Again, with speaker wire, they're 16 feet 5 inches each one of them. I tested it today just for something to do, and the match was flat. I was quite surprised how good it was. But noisier, obviously less signal, lower signals, and I did a test with Dave between back and forth real quick. Between my Van Dyke pole on that one, there was about a 1S unit difference between it, so it was just something to play with today, Chuck.
Oh, sounds like a ground-mounted vertical.
Yeah, pretty much, except I had to suspend it because it's speaker wire, so I suspended it between my tower and the two poles, top rail poles on the side of the garage, with a piece of like a line in between it. That's how I suspended it.
Excuse me? Oh, there's an excuse me in there, Larry.
Well, you got a call sign, you can come on in. VE3LBI, need a call sign first.
VE3, every kind of junk. I was just curious. The flat match on 10 is basically an end-fed half wave. I was just curious. Was it fed direct, just like a quarter wave 20?
Yep, I fed it just at the bottom end of it, just basically a direct connection, Bill.
Well, there's only one other thing that would give you a perfect match. When your slur is really high, your feed line, it's just, your feedences go up and down, like a toilet seat. And, a foot can make all the difference in the world, and it sounds like you just lucked in. And, for a POTA type thing, where your feed line is not super long, and, it's running relatively low power, it's not a problem. I say go for it.
Well, like I said, Bill, it was just kind of a test today or something to do. The wife and the dog were in the house this afternoon, and I was out there playing around, so I just set it up, and I left everything up there. The wire's taken down for the 20 meter, but something to play with. I got another idea when I try to put my end set up. About 65 feet of wire I got to put up, but I got an idea when I try that next. So again, just something to play with.
Well, fun. And I've just about got my kit ready, and part of it I'm working on is a vertical. And IUK is going to let me tag along one day, and we're going to give it a whirl, see how well it works. I've got one of those MFJ extending fiberglass widths, 33 feet. And I'll be running a full-size 40-meter vertical. But I made a switch box with an unon in it, and I can either feed it direct like a quarter wave 40 vertical, or I can go through the unon for the other bands. and I'm hoping I'll get 8310. I don't know if it'll work that much better than the loaded vertical, but curious. Anyhow, I'm just interrupting, so I will shut up. Get and turn it back. The E3 every kind of junk.
Okay, no problem, Bill. All right, well, pass it back over to Chuck here. VA3CJZ, VE3LBI.
Yeah, very good, Larry, VA3CJZ. It sounds interesting. Sounds like a lot of fun. Myself, I haven't. The only thing I've done, I've checked out all my antennas this spring. I was smart this year, and I did everything before the heat wave settled in for the summer. I changed up where my southern legs for my G5 RVs. I've got the big one and the junior, and I moved them around a little bit, and I found out that on the big G5 RV, by moving the southern leg at a different angle, that I'm getting 17 and 15 meters a lot nicer now, a lot easier. I think I'm resident on 40 meters, and it doesn't take much to tune up on the 17 or 15. And on the junior, I don't even need a tuner on 20 meters. It's flat right through. So just by moving that leg, I think I moved it about 6 feet up from where it was at the fence line, and it's almost like a flat top, and works pretty darn good.
Yeah, it's interesting how you can just change one little thing to make it makes it either a good difference or a bad difference. I think a lot of my noise straight out comes from the apartment building. I mean, I got 7 floors. I don't know. I guess there's got to be 10 apartments or maybe 12 apartments across the back, plus what's on the front. Who knows what they're running in there? Whether they're running plasma TVs. I have no idea what's in there, how bad the equipment is. And the building's been around since who was a cowboy. As a matter of fact, what's his name? I lost his name, but VE3QEE. He lived in there. So, I mean, the apartment's been around for a long time, so who knows what the wiring's even like in it.
Yeah, same thing with, in our neighborhood, they actually changed all the hydro lines and all the internet lines. They all ran new stuff a couple of years ago, but I've been hearing people talking about copper thieves coming around and snipping those lines off. And also, I've got Ottawa Street, like it's only a block away from me, right? And then not too far away is Walmart and Barton Street, and so there's a lot of power going around me. So I've settled on the fact that it's noisy here, and for a couple of years it bugged the hell out of me. I kept going outside and adjusting the antenna, and I got tired of that, Larry. So I live with it now, and it receives great, but there's a lot of noise sometimes.
No, I hear you, and I think other people are in the same situation. You live in the city. I mean, probably the best person who, and I say this, I don't know for a fact, would be Al at VA3NFL, being outside the city out that way. He'd probably have the lower noise than I know most of us in town here. So, all right, what time we got here? Yeah, we're wrapping up here. All right, let me give is that okay for now, Chuck? I'll do a shout here.
Yeah. Just wanted to see one question. I wonder, Mac, he seems to be like on the edge of the western escarpment there, not really that close to major city. I wonder how his noise is. But anyways, go ahead and finish up there, Larry.
Yep, okay, no problem. Actually, he's up next, so I'll give him a shout there. Maybe we'll do the same. Before I do that, anybody else got anything else before we do a 7-3 round? Please come in. VE3LBI.
VE3,
Oh, there's Rick. Come on in.
Hey, just a quick in and out. I just tuned in just now, so I haven't been listening now. Anyway, just thought I'd give you one more for the log. VA3 CDV. Back to you.
Okay, got you, Cal. Thanks very much. Got you, Cal, and Rick's in there too. So let me bring in Rick next. Come on, Rick. VE3BK, VE3LBI.
Yeah, good evening, everybody on frequency. And hey, I go along with Chuck. I get a lot of noise here too. I'm just up the street from your old stomping grounds there, Larry. Anyway, too bad you couldn't get that 2-letter call. That was something else, your initials. But anyway, that's the way it goes. Anyway, I'm checking late. I was on Ridge's net there, and so I just came out there to come here and see if you were still going. I just guess I got in the tail end. Anyway, yeah, so that's good. Yeah, I get my background noise here. Anyway, I don't know what you guys were all talking about, except I heard Chuck talking about people snipping out the copper wires. And anyway, I got to say about that, I get S9 noise here, plus sometimes, and then later in the evening it goes down to about 7S units. But first thing in the morning, this on 40 meters, first thing in the morning, it's around 3, so I think maybe that's when, on the weekend. So that's probably when the businesses are all closed down the street or whatever. So anyway, so back to that, and let you close up. Again, I'll be in here listening. V3 Bravo Kilowatt.
Okay, thanks, Rick. All right, any other check-ins or anybody else got anything else before I do a 7-3 round? Okay, all quiet. Back, VA3IMW VE3LBI. Chuck asked you a question about noise, and we're also doing a 7-3, so I'll let you answer the question if you wouldn't mind, please, first.
All right. So 80 meters for me has become pretty much unusable. When I set the station up originally, I was running the 735 with the slanted inverted V. I could work 80 meters and check in and out of the ONTARS web. And as time went on, that got worse and worse and worse to the point where 80 meters is like plus 15 or 20 over noise level. That's where I said, 80 meters is pretty much unusable for me. 40 meters, it varies throughout the day. In the worst of the worst, it's like S9 or 10 over S9. And when things settle down, maybe down to a S5 to S7, depending on the day. There is definitely certain periods of time where I guess hydro usage is higher, and those are the times where the noise gets irritating, to say the least. 20 meters and up, no problem whatsoever. There are certain spots on all bands that kind of have signatures, and I'm going to call those indications of urban issues. So it could be harmonics, or it could be a ton of things, but there's these little niche places throughout the bands that just there's noise in there that you got to mitigate one way or another. Or if somebody happens to be there that you want to contact, you suck it up and move on, because you're maybe not going to hear them at all. Anyways, we do what we do because we are where we are. And when you get out to a park like Salt Fleet or any of those wonderful places out where there is no RF disturbance, you really enjoy hearing everything that you can hear. So when we were doing Salt Fleet activation and working 80 meters, I was simply gobsmacked with number one, the radio setup worked flawlessly, and then secondly, the noise level out there was non-existent. So it could have worked 80 meters to Tahiti. Anyways, thanks for doing this one, and I'll turn it back to you, 7-3s.
Yep. Okay. Thanks, Mac. Yeah, I think that kind of answers what what your noise is like over. Did you actually answer what your noise is like over there? I know you said 80 was bad, but like, are you sitting like Rick says, like an S8, S9 sometimes, and maybe what's the same thing as what Chuck is sitting for noise over that way?
Yeah, 40 meters. 40 meters is the problem, son, right now. It can be 10 over S9 in peak power times, and it usually settles down to a point where it's an S6 or a 7. So 40 meters at after dark, you're able to hear anything within that 600 kilometer radius that you would normally hear, provided there's no harmonics for individual sources of RF radiation. So, yep, I'm pretty much in the same boat. Probably not as bad as in the lower city where everything's above ground.
Yep. Okay. Thanks, Mac. All right, we'll pick up Chuck down here a little bit when we get down to him. So
He said it.
doing a 7-3 round. VA3WPG VE3LBI.
7-3, everybody. VA3WPG.
There we go, Chris. Steve, VA3NFG VE3LBI 7-3 round. Steve.
Yeah, okay, Larry. 7-3, everybody, and have a good weekend, all. Well, I got my 20. I'm up to 22 parks for today, and I researched them, and I didn't have them. So these got to be 22 new parks. So I've got 103 contracts to go to make my 2,000 unique parks.
Excellent, Steve. Well, it won't take you long to get there. Not if you're doing 20 a day when you can, especially if you're new. So, all right, good luck with that, and I'm sure you'll get there very shortly. Let me see. Wade, VA3, actually, I'll just check. I don't think Al's there, but we'll try. VA3 NFL, VE3LBI. We're doing a 7-3 round, Al, if you're around. No, I didn't think he would be. Wade, VA3 NCA, VE3LBI, doing a 7-3 round, Wade. And did we find out anything about the biking, cycling?
VE3LBI, VA3NCA, I did, I think. I think you said Great Canada Trail. I found something that's going this week. I think it's the same thing. It's the Great Lakes Waterfront Trail. They start and end in Hamilton, and they do a big, huge 640-kilometer loop all the way out to London and Godrich and Guelph and all over the place. So looks like a lot of fun. It's in support of the Great Lakes Waterfront Trail Trust. Yeah, it's running from today. It started today from Mohawk College, and they went down to the bayfront, not the bayfront, to the lakefront. Cycled around there, and then they're staying at Mohawk College tonight before they head off towards Guelph and do the loop that way. Coming back on the 15th. Looks like a lot of fun. Maybe that's in the books for next year. So yeah, that sounds very interesting. They camp or they stay at residence because they'll stop at the University of Western University. They'll stop at U of Guelph, and they'll stop at Mohawk College. So yeah, looks like a fun time. Really quick question about your speaker wire stuff. Are you just tuning it for the pairs that are in it, or are you splitting them out and running them singles? Because I think you can do both, but if you don't split them out, then that'll affect the tuning, the length that you have to use. But other than that, thanks for running the net, and I guess this is a 73 round, and here I am introducing a new question. But nonetheless, 7-3, Larry, and thanks for running at VA3NCA.
Yep, okay, no problem. Wait, nope, I'm splitting it out. So I just use one single strand. Same on the basically on the ground radio. And by the way, question for you: does Guy have access to our Discord site?
I don't think so, but he's totally welcome. If Guy, if you're listening there on the YouTube, you can send me an email at my call sign, my name, WAYDE, at my call sign, which is actually VA3N.CA. So you got to do it that way. But anyways, I'm good on QRZ. If you look me up there, I'll drop a form of my email address in YouTube just in case it lets me. I think it's sensitive to that for spam. But send me an email and I'll send you an invite. Or any of us can send you an email or an invite by email if you have us already on email. But yeah, no, good point. And I'll say actually, so just hit us up for an invite and we'll send you one. Back to you, Larry.
Non-hams can't see email addresses on QRZ.
Okay, he just said, okay, so over. And I think Al's leaving. VA3BT, VE3LBI. You got to leave, Al?
No, I just realized that the YouTube was running.
Okay, no problem. Okay, so I go back to Wade there. Yeah, Guy, if you're listening there, it's not on Facebook. It's called Discord. What they'll do is they'll drop you a link. I think Wade's actually going to put his call or his email address in the YouTube here. And what it is, it's a site that we started up in Hamilton. Actually, Wade did. And you can ask questions in there, read different things about POTA, antennas, whatever you wish. You can ask questions. It also has an area where you can actually go in and be basically online, just like not Facebook, the other one I think of, on your iPhone. I can't think of the name of it offhand, but you can go online, you can talk back and forth. So if you're interested, like I say, I think he's going to drop his address in there, and all you do is take that link and put it in, it'll bring you into the Discord. So, all right, anyways, I'm going to drop for a second. Yep, go ahead, Wade.
I tried to put my email in, and it quietly ignored me because it has something against emails and website addresses. So I'm going to try a few tricks, and whoever sees it pop up there, they'll just have to know how to turn it into an email address. But anyways, I'll give it another shot. I looked at the chat from a different device, and it's quietly hiding me trying to put my email address in. But I am good on QRZ, so if you go to QRZ.com and look me up, you'll find me.
The only problem is he probably doesn't have a way to sign into it yet, and it'll be blocked because he can't see your email address because he can't sign in.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, I just got it to go. Mac actually can post because he owns the stream. So that works. I saw Mac drop his there, and he can send you a link. Also, I was able to send it if I did it as words. So you'd have to add an @ sign and a dot, where you would normally add an @ sign and a dot to turn what I posted into an email. But Mac put his actual thing there as well. So back to you there, Larry.
Yep, okay. He just posted in there, he got it, so he's figured it out. Okay, all right, very good, Wade and Mac, thanks for doing that. That'll give Guy a shot at any questions or whatever, especially coming up, he wants to take the exam. So, Noel, you're in there. You're still around with us. VE3KDT, VE3LBI, come on in.
VE3LBI, VE3KDT. 7-3. Thanks for doing the net again. Had a good time. I will say I already said my goodbye, so I'll be there. Take care.
All right, Noel, have fun tomorrow with the kids there. Hope you have a good day and get them tired out for the evening tomorrow night. So, all right, Al, VA3BT, VE3LBI, come on in, Al.
Yeah, still here listening along. Good night there, Larry. Thanks for being there. Thanks for doing it. And again, have everyone have a good night there. VA3VT, 7-3.
Thanks, Al. Up next, Bill, VE3EKJ. Come on in, Bill, VE3LBI. We're just doing a 7-3.
Okay, I just had to smile though hearing all the talk about noise. When I moved in here 12 years ago, I'm down by the water near Wentworth and Burlington, and I put up a vertical. I had horrible noise that would come and go. Did some research, found the hot rig to get was these phase noise reducers. MSJ cloned somebody's design. I think it was some American in the first place, but at any rate, it was, they called it a MSJ 1026. You'd have a separate little bit of receiving wire or whatever, and it would also pick up the noise, but it would mix it in out of phase and cancel. And of course, everybody was swearing it was the greatest thing since sliced bread. And so I did some looking, and I found a guy that was, making his own clone of it for a little bit cheaper. They're fairly simple, so there's no real differences in the design. Anyhow, make a short story long, I ordered it, it comes up, the noise disappeared. And the thing's been sitting on the shelf, the box was never even opened. Murphy's Law. Anyway, 730 VE3, every kind of jump.
Yeah, good story, Bill. That's usually the way. As my wife used to say, there's a noise when I'm driving the car, so turn the radio up. Jason, you're up. DE3 ZJC VE3LBI. We just doing a 7-3 round.
Yep, 7-3 Larry, everybody else on that. Thanks for doing it, my friend, and I will send it back.
I never did remember what I was going to ask you, but it doesn't matter. I'm sure it'll come back to me sometime. All right, Chuck, VA3 CJZ VE3LBI. We just doing a 7-3 round.
Yeah, very good. VA3 CJZ. Sorry I missed most of it there, but like I said, I just wasn't feeling great after we had dinner. So new medication, and anyhow, good net from what I've heard there, Larry, and thanks for doing it. VA3 CJZ.
All right, no worries, Chuck. Don't worry about it. I'm feeling good. You go lay down, do whatever. So no issue at all. Rick, we're doing a 7-3 round. VE3BK, VE3LBI, doing a 7-3.
All right. Good evening to everybody on frequency and 7-3 and Mac VA3IMW. I got to tell you, I was talking to Renzo V3MX, and when he was up north above Ottawa at his son's place, he could hear you great. He said you could hear him, and he was really surprised with his QRP rate. So anyway, I just thought I'd say that in there for Mac there. So back to net there, Larry, B3 Bravo Kilowatt.
Yep, okay, thanks, Rick. I don't know if Cal's still with us or not. VA3 CDV. Cal, are you still with us? We're doing a 7-3.
Yep, still here. 73 to everybody on frequency, and thanks for doing the net, Larry. Take care.
Yep, not a problem. And I got a quick one for Chuck if he's still listening there. The other night, Wednesday night, when you started up the net, I had the radio turned on, but I had to flip the antenna off of the neutral. Chuck, you're coming in here like 5S units. I'm going, but it's awful low. It should be higher than that. But I look over and I went, 5S units, and I haven't got the antenna actually connected. Not bad.
That explains everything.
Oh, that's not bad. I'll take it.
I was surprised. It was actually was grounded out. So, okay, folks. One last call out. Anybody else checking into the Friday night ZOE Ragchew? Last call. VE3LBI.
VA3 DCS.
There's Dave. Come on in, Dave.
Yeah, good evening. Yeah, I just got down here a few minutes ago and turned the radio on, and it was on FaceTime with the kids down in Texas, and the granddaughter, she's just growing like crazy and doing more and more every day.
Very good, Dave. We're just doing a wrap up here. I'm trying to get her wrapped up. We're actually quite late tonight, 18 minutes after. So, anything else before we wrap it up?
Heading out to Earl Row Provincial Park on Sunday, and spending the week there till Friday coming home. So taking all my, almost all my equipment with me. If I get a chance, I'll set it up.
You better set it up. It's a provincial park, so it's obviously an active park. So I'm sure get her set up, and I'm sure we'll be able to contact you. Have a great vacation up there. I know the area.
Yeah, there is a fire ban on right now, so and it's supposed to be warm, but well, we'll see. I've got a skid to break up for kindling. I'll take it with me anyways. I don't see a large amount of rain coming, but who knows? Anyways, yeah. Thanks for doing the net, 730. I'll be sitting here quietly.
All right, very good. And enjoy your time up there. So, okay, folks, that's it. Let's put a ball on her. Again, thanks everybody for joining in tonight. I have no idea where Bill is, IUK. I sent him a message there a few minutes ago, but nothing, no response. So, hopefully he's well. Anyways, again, thanks again for everybody for joining in tonight. Like I say, I just write down the calls, find some names. You guys put the conversation and make the net. And wrapping it up here, I'd like to thank Terry, VE3LBI for the use of that repeater. My call sign, Victor Echo 3, Lima, Bravo, India. I'm going to return the repeater back to normal use. 7-3, I'll be back probably in about 5 or 10 minutes. VE3LBI clear.
There we go. That brings the net to a close and the live stream. 7-3 is 1-0. That's how we say goodbye.
Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Delta Victor.